You're watching Ladies in the Locker Room. We'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hello, welcome.
So we look a little different today because we're all hanging out up here in Alpharetta, Georgia. So we're hanging out. We came up here to a golf tournament, which was a fundraiser. We'll be talking about that in a little while. So what else is going on?
I got all kinds of stuff to fill you in on. I've got random tidbits for today.
No. What's going on in your world?
Oh, my world.
Movie.
Yes. We usually don't want to talk about my private stuff.
Well, remember we had a little conversation about what's going on.
So I'm so happy.
Just a little bit.
Yes, yesterday we finished filming my movie for Prime Video. It's called Beneficiary. It'll be out in a couple of weeks.
All right.
The last filming was here in the same place. I think we're taking over the house for show business this weekend. And Lindsay flew in, got her part as the auctioneer. She stole the show. It was amazing. So we're looking forward to seeing that.
All right. And Lindsay, welcome to Georgia.
Thank you, guys.
As my baby would always say, you're in Georgia.
In Georgia.
I can make that into 6 syllables if necessary.
So how do you like so far, like what you've seen, and how do you like Georgia with all the trees? Everybody usually says that, oh, it's got a lot of trees.
It is. It's very green, and this place where Angelique lives is gorgeous in Georgia.
Gorgeous in Georgia.
And so I flew in. Just haven't seen too much, but I saw the golf course the other night, and today we went and saw the Georgia Cup.
Yep.
And yesterday we were here all day, actually, underground. I saw a little bit of rain today. It was supposed to rain the entire time I was here, but I think I texted my mom. I think I brought the California drought to you guys because
we needed it. Where we were at today on the green, it was like
it went from like 5 days of rain when I'm going to be here to just a little sprinkle. So I'm sorry about the drought, but I did. We saw the Georgia Cup, and
we may be going to see the Sports Hall of Fame tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to show her a couple things going on in Georgia.
Maybe shopping.
So, yeah, a lot of good times, a lot of fun. Happy to be here with you ladies. Finally in person, not all online.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very awesome. We're happy that you're here. Happy that you made it. It's really, really awesome. All right. Well, how would you guys like a quickie?
Yes.
A sports quickie.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I had to bring her back in.
I know. She's still good with a sports quickie. I was thinking.
Quickie. All right. So we're going to start with Angelique. Angelique is going to do her sports quickie. So Angelique, tell us what's going on in your sports world today.
Well, I have some tidbits that are going to help people, get some more knowledge about golf and history and other things. But I think probably I should start with my NASCAR. Today was supposed to be the Bristol Motor Speedway dirt racing. Guess what?
Didn't happen.
Rained out. They needed Lindsay. Clearly.
Well,
it was apparent that they needed Lindsay.
I was trying to keep the rain.
You kept it from here,
so
but it didn't help with Bristol Speedway. It's flooded. Severe rain and flooding hit Bristol Speedway, so it's postponed until who knows. The Truck Series gets on the first track at noon. The Cup Series was supposed to be on at 4 due to the weather. Everything's canceled. So we'll have to wait and see when they reschedule that for. I don't know. I know how long it takes for a golf course to dry out. Not completely sure about a racetrack.
Right back. You just keep
Yes, ma'am. However, what I would like to give you guys is some really cool information that I found.
Okay.
In my extreme in-depth, digging to find good things for our viewers. What I came up with is this, because it is, basketball time, the old brackets, which Lindsay was studying with her notepad after we wrapped filming.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else is outside in the pool with a hot tub dancing. I would look for Lindsay. She's inside watching the TV, making her notes for today.
Well, there were a lot of good games, so
There you have
had
it.
to do it.
Yeah, I was dancing to, Brick House and fun things like that. Don't stop till you get enough. So, but that's okay. I'm going to get it by, hey, so check that out. These big networks need to find a better way to make sure that people don't have issues during their live. I mean, there's probably like 300 of our fans and followers now that are like, where did they go? But no worries, we're back. Anyway, since it is basketball time, brackets, Sweet 16, whatever, quinceanera, I don't know. But what I found out, guess what in 1933 happened, Miss Lindsay?
What?
That was the first SEC men's basketball tournament.
Wow.
Who do you think played? Quizzing her since she's so, sports knowledgeable.
Wait, who do I think played in the
very first SEC men's basketball championship?
Like in tournament. The whole, like all the teams?
1933.
Mississippi State.
What? Yes. It was Mississippi State. However, they didn't win. Guess who won?
Who won?
Kentucky.
Oh, I could have.
That's the Wildcats, right?
Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that. Okay, so that gets done with my basketball highlights. We'll leave all that to Lindsay. Yeah, we're going to leave that to Lindsay.
Okay.
However, what I do have, check this out. 1868.
Okay.
1868. Okay. What do you think happened then? Remember up at the club when you guys were there today? 'Cause I didn't go. Apparently show business is wearing me out. But what were you going to win if you got a certain thing?
So rephrase the question. Who do I think would?
No. What would you win if you made a certain goal?
What?
You win the Bentley.
Okay.
For what?
For the Georgia Cup.
For the hole-in-one.
Yes.
Yes. So anyway, 1868.
There were two Bentleys.
They were gorgeous.
At the front.
Yeah.
Of today's.
Well, they were the ones we saw Friday night, right?
But if you got a hole-in-one, not those two men, but it was actually the tournament that happened yesterday, not today.
Not today.
They had a hole-in-one challenge, and there were two Bentleys up front, and we walked in the other day, and we're like, whoa, those are
somebody parked the car
incredible.
right up front, and
Yeah,
Lindsay got one too.
So we had matching Bentleys for a second until we realized we had to
Get a hole in
get a
one.
hole in one first, and our
Yeah.
dreams are shattered.
I was thinking the same thing. Our dreams are shattered.
Mhm.
So anyway, 1868, Tom Morris
Mhm.
at Prestwick's 8th hole in
Mhm.
Scotland got the very first recorded hole in one. I'm sure he didn't get a Bentley.
That is incredible. And were people there to witness this?
Apparently, because I'm sure how it got recorded. You know, you got to have a witness.
Okay, yeah. That's true.
Have a witness. That's a different song.
I think I personally got a hole in one,
Yeah.
but nobody was there to see it.
That's
so
the
I
thing,
didn't
you gotta
get
have a
my-
witness.
I didn't. Nobody told me that. So.
Can I get a witness? That's the song I was thinking about. Okay, then check this out.
Okay.
1876.
Mhm.
This is going to be something everyone would like to know, but I don't think that many people know this. Miss Addy. Albert Spalding. Everybody knows who that is, right?
Spalding because of basketball.
That okay, but he also made She of course
Balls.
knows it's balls.
I know
Lindsay's our
everything
ball
about
expert.
ball. I'm a ball expert.
She is the ball expert, so I knew Lindsay would know. But anyway, it was 1876 when Albert Spalding invests only $800 to start his sporting goods company, manufacturing all types of balls.
Balls.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty freaking cool. Who knew that? One more, I might have 2 more things.
Okay.
Apparently, it was against the law to play golf on Sunday.
What? What? I thought everybody wanted to play golf on Sunday.
I know they do now. I mean, I guess they changed the laws, but in 1901,
Yeah.
it was against the law to play golf on Sunday.
Okay.
Benjamin Adams was actually arrested for playing golf on Sunday.
We should-
Huh. That was in New York where that happened.
All right.
Last little tidbit of knowledge for everyone today. We've got George F. Bryant. Anybody know who that is?
Nope.
Nope, because he doesn't do balls, Lindsay. That's what
Okay,
we're
well, that's
thinking
why I
about.
didn't know
Yes. He was actually the person who patented the wooden golf tee. Mind blown.
Oh.
Like,
He made a lot of money.
No doubt. And
That-
now they make the plastic some,
Oh, so
plastic
they
ones,
did-
whatever.
so they had plastic ones before, and then
No, they have
No, no,
wood
no.
ones.
okay, so
Wood were first.
Okay.
Wood clubs, wood tees.
I was gonna say that had to be wood
Everything
first.
was wood.
Wood.
Okay, so the first
And plastic
one had
came
to
along
be.
later. Yeah.
Yes. So that's
Should have
it
gone in on that.
for me today. I was just going to
Well,
share
thank-
knowledge.
You know what? Thank you so much for all those tidbits of knowledge. 1873 and 19.
I went back.
Yeah, you were.
I was
way, Yeah, you went way.
Digging.
And that was awesome.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we're going to try to show this video while we have it queued up for Lindsay. You want to tell us about it? You want to talk about what
Well,
you want to see?
Since I was here in Georgia, I wanted to cover something
In Georgia.
Georgian, Georgia-ish. I don't know. So Hattie's gonna hold it up for us because we couldn't get it to play.
Because besides our
Maybe we
national
could,
sponsor taking our show down for a minute, we're having other technical
We're going to
issues.
see. Let's see if we can
Want to
make
turn
this
that
happen.
light?
Wait, you want this
No,
one?
it's out the way. Here you
Okay. All right. Here we go.
go. No, it didn't go. Hold on.
Nope. Take 2.
Take 2. Let's try that again.
I think.
That means shots.
Stretch
Shots
that
for
right
everyone.
there. And here we go. Now, this is Lindsay today on the green.
I'm so jealous I wasn't there to record as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Lane from Ladies in the Locker Room, coming to you live from the Golf Club of Georgia in Alpharetta, Georgia. And just got done watching the Georgia Cup where 2 amateur players went head-to-head. Tyler Strabouchi, U.S. amateur champion and former Georgia Tech player, played against Joe Long, British amateur champion. Tyler Strabouchi won the day, and the tournament benefited the Folks' honor. Both are headed to Augusta next week to compete in the Masters, and we will be watching. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'm Lindsay Lane with Ladies in the Locker Room.
Very nice, Lindsay. Oh, look, somebody said sweet. Look, one of our fans is commenting. Oh,
The rest of it?
I think my finger hit it.
thank you, Paula. Thank you for that note. We appreciate your support
It's
and being part of our viewing audience.
Mm-hmm. Well,
All right.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So we did that today.
Did you see that green, those lawns? They really put a lot of effort in.
Oh, it's
keeping
gorgeous.
the lawn- Yes, it was really gorgeous. The
Gorgeous.
backdrop,
Mhm.
everything was really, really, really gorgeous. So of course, while here in Georgia, as Lindsay said, we wanted to make sure she did some ladies in the locker room stuff. So we went out today and we covered this event. So Lindsay's gonna tell us all about it.
Well, like we said, today was there's two amateurs. One who won, Tyler Stravowski,
The American.
the American,
Mhm.
and we got to see the
Ceremony
the
and
whole
everything.
ending. Like we were around the 18th hole when it happened, and it was a big deal.
Mhm.
A little bit, COVID obviously kept the crowds low, but it was still super fun. And
And it was a fundraiser.
Yes,
They were
for
raising money for an organization,
one of my favorites.
the
Folds
The
of
Folds of
Honor.
Honor.
Same as
So-
the race thing last week.
Right.
Big
So now
quick
we
trip.
talked about that. Do you understand what the Folds of Honor is?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was.
go ahead.
Or
The Folds of
you
Honor.
want me to?
No.
A little bit.
Okay, so
No, it's a U.S.
go ahead.
Okay, so
Poor Lindsay, we've been quizzing
I was
her.
gonna. Well, I'm trying to like do my whole thing, but
Go
okay.
ahead. Yep, no, go ahead.
So the Georgia Cup is a nonprofit, and this year they celebrated its 23rd anniversary, and they selected the Folds of Honor, which provides education scholarships to spouses and children of America's fallen disabled service members. Their motto says it all: honor their sacrifice, educate their legacy.
Mhm.
So that's who
The Folds of Honor.
they gave their money to this year. And a little bit of history, because we are all into history today.
Apparently today.
The Georgia Cup was established in 1998, and the Georgia Cup annually brings together the reigning U.S. and British amateur champion in advance of the Masters. So both of the players are going to Augusta next weekend to
To the
play
Masters.
in the Masters.
Mhm.
So, do I finish my sports
Oh,
quickly?
go ahead.
Sure.
Oh, the other side?
And just to
Yeah.
tell you tidbit, this
Everything.
event was actually canceled last year because of COVID. And so this was the rescheduled event.
Ah,
So they didn't
okay.
actually have the 23rd last year when they should have.
Okay.
We would be on 24, but
Okay.
we're gonna do 23 now.
All right.
Nice. The rest of my sports quickie has to do with the NCAA March Madness. Undefeated Gonzaga, who is the top seeded team in the tournament and favorite to win the championship, beat number 5 Creighton today, 83-65. They now move on and joining they now move on to the Elite Eight, joining 4 teams: Oregon State, Houston, Arkansas, and Baylor, who competed tomorrow for the chance to head to the Final Four. So we're almost to the Final Four, guys.
Getting there.
Number 1, Michigan beat number 4 Florida State today as well, 47-58, joining Gonzaga. In the Elite Eight, we are now waiting to see who the last 2 teams will be. UCLA is playing number 2 Alabama right now, and Oregon will play USC tonight at 9:45 Eastern, which is a game you're not going to want to miss because the Pac-12 last time so now the Pac-12 they're going to last time they played, sorry, I was like, what's going on? USC beat them 72-58 and during the regular season, and the Ducks had the Elite Eight since they looked really good offensively after their last win in Ohio. And then the last thing I was going to talk about really quickly is Grand Canyon University forward Oscar Freyer died in a car crash on Tuesday at age 23, just 3 days after playing in the NCAA tournament. The car crash happened in California, and his sister and his friend were in the car as well. So our thoughts and prayers go out to them. And that was pretty much something that I was going to piggyback on with Hattie. She was going to talk a little bit about a few players.
An NBA player who passed away, a legend of the game. But that's so sad. He was only 23 years old, and he just played in the championship game.
He played in
a day or so
tournament.
before a tournament, a day or so before the accident.
That's terrible.
You know, we were talking earlier, and I was telling her that I guess in everyone's era, you have these things that happen where you lose these athletes. Some of us who are really big sports fans, we just idolize and love these players, and we love the game, and we follow the games. And I'm pretty sure that school, those kids, they are just really struggling right now to get the rest of the team. They're probably really struggling right now to get through the rest of this year. I'm losing a player, and I was telling Lindsay, there was a player named Lynn Bias years ago. Lynn Bias was the man. He was playing at the top of his game. He had just gotten a deal. He'd just gotten his deal. He and his dad had drove up and he signed a deal with the Boston Celtics. And he came home, and basically what they said had happened is that he went out and partied with some friends. And I'm just quoting what's been written. They said that he had used some cocaine, and he ended up dying right after signing this contract. He ended up dying of a cocaine overdose.
Wow.
I mean, literally right after. He drove up there, signed the contract, came back home, was partying, celebrating with friends, tried cocaine, and I've also heard rumors in the past that was his first time ever doing drugs.
I tell my son that. I say, especially, a lot of drugs, but cocaine, you don't know what's mixed in with it. Right. And you could literally, for the first time, try it and die. Yeah. And you don't know that until you die.
Yeah.
So,
and it happens.
Better take a chance.
It happens, and a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to just do drugs. I'm pretty sure I won't become a junkie, but that's not the only thing you need to worry about.
Yeah.
You may just try it and die. And everybody, our chemical makeup is so different. You just don't know.
And you don't know what's in it. I mean, these people that sell these things, they're in it to make money. They don't care about you.
Mixing stuff, and all they care about is how high you get, not whether or not you live to talk about it.
Exactly. Sad story.
That's pretty sad. And like I said, he was only 23.
Who was the coach that passed away?
Elgin Baylor. He was not a coach. He worked in the front office in LA. Not the Lakers. But he played back in the day. He was a really, really good player, really popular, won a few championships, and now he was working in the front office. But he lived a long, prosperous life. I believe he was in his 80s. I'm guessing. I don't have his age written down, but yeah, he just passed away as well. And they say death comes in threes.
Wow.
So here we have two athletes. I'm not sure, did anyone else pass away in the athletic world?
Not that I'm aware of.
We are not even over Kobe.
I know.
The world hasn't even gotten over Kobe.
It's been like a year.
I'm still not over Stuart Payne.
Who was that?
Golfer, the one that wore the knickers all the time.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it was a helicopter or a plane crash.
Yeah.
I mean, things stick with you.
Yeah. And like I say, we love these athletes, and we love the sport, and some of the NFL players that have passed over the years, and the basketball players, and especially when they're young, like this young, like with Lynn Bias, they didn't even have a chance to really get their career off.
Right, that'll break your heart.
Definitely.
Actually, I did hear about one other person, but they also are a reality star. Let me do a little research.
Okay. All right.
I think when I read the news earlier, I did hear that. So
wait a minute. Was he an athlete?
I think maybe.
An athlete and reality.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, if he's an athlete, that's what we're talking
of course,
about.
I'm not going to slide any reality shows in.
Well, we don't want to just,
No, that's what you made me think. Like, I think it did say that. So I'll just check while you're going ahead with your sports story.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go ahead with my sports story for today. We're up in Alpharetta at the Georgia
Golf Club of Georgia.
The Golf Club of Georgia. So we're talking about a lot of golf today. So my story today is going to be about a golf legend. Some of you may know and some of you may not know. Now, I know the world is all familiar with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, of course, is known as an African-American golfer.
Mm-hmm.
But long before Tiger Woods, there were other guys that actually made it possible for Tiger Woods to even go to the PGA Tour.
Okay.
There were, back in the day, there were golfers who were African-American. They weren't allowed. They weren't allowed even in the golf club. They weren't allowed to get into the PGA Tour. But these golfers back in the day that really fought for the right to be, just created equal, just give us a chance to play.
Right.
Well, the golfer I'm going to talk about today, his name is Calvin Peete. Calvin Peete was called one of the winningest players in a decade. Wow. In a decade. He played his best years in the 80s, and he was also labeled as the best golfer, the best African-American golfer, okay, in his time. So he was the Tiger Woods in that day. He was the Tiger
And look
Woods.
at his cool outfit, too.
He was so cool.
Styling it.
Fashionable. He was
cute.
Very, very handsome man.
Yeah.
He in his time, Pete would lead the PGA Tour in driving accuracy for 10 straight years.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know anyone
Look
else
at
that
that.
that can say that. 10 straight years he led it in accuracy.
That's insane.
He finished in 1982. Pete finished in a tie for third. In 83, in 80 to 1982, the PGA Championship, he finished the tie for third, and he did the tie for fourth in 1983 U.S. Open. He made his mark. And a lot of people just don't know who Calvin Peete is.
Right.
Calvin Peete played in the Ryder Cups, golf, ultimate team events under the captain Jack Nicklaus.
What?
He played with Jack Nicklaus. Pete was never placed in the World Cup Hall of Fame because he never won a majors. He played in
on the teams.
He played in them, but
Right.
he never won majors. So therefore, they just kind of didn't want to put him in, in the Hall of Fame. But look, 10 years straight. Accuracy. Now, if you know anything about golf, that's a big
Accuracy
deal.
is important.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
10 years straight, he was one of the most accurate.
Wow.
But he never won a majors.
Aw.
Pete had a bad accident when he was a kid that broke his arm so severely they didn't think he'd ever be able to use it again.
And then he ended up doing.
And he ends up coming back into getting into sports.
That's insane.
And getting into golf and doing that.
Which is an arm heavy.
Sport.
Yeah.
But he was able to come back from that accident and become one of the most prominent, one of the most well-known. And like I said, he 10 years straight on accuracy. He's been to the majors and the Masters and all that, U.S. Open, and yet he never won the main one, but he's been there. And like I said, he was a trailblazer because he was one of the players, the African-American players that back in the day that fought for the rights to say, hey, we're good enough. Just let us play. We're good enough. So moving fast forward, nowadays, his family and friends, they've started an organization called the Calvin Peete Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, and this is what they wrote about the foundation. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it, and I'm going to read something. Basically, this foundation helps inner city youth get more involved in golf.
That's great.
They have golf courses, they have lessons, they have programs right down in the hood, as you want to put it, because there's athletes and there's talent everywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to bring the golf to them so that they will be able to have the opportunity to learn. And trust me, I've seen some of those kids. Those kids are good.
Well, like the big thing about golf is, not to be offensive, but you have to have money because you have to be able to afford to go golfing, which you have to go to these golf courses and you have to pay every single time. It's very hard. I mean, even if you want to go to a driving range, you have to pay for it. And
it's not like just going out to the field and play baseball.
Really good. Yeah, you can go
basketball.
out front and throw. I mean,
Right.
you can get a net, but you have to buy like the clubs and baseball is a lot cheaper than clubs, and you have to also have certain outfits when you go golfing, when you go to certain golf courses.
Well, to me now, my grandson plays football, and all athletics have become so expensive for the schools
True.
just to pay to put your child on the team now.
And you have to pay for clubs and
The
travel,
outfits,
travel
everything.
clubs.
I learned
I
that
mean,
fast. Not even from like that kind of group sports, but when Grant did karate,
Yeah,
I mean, by the time he was a
Gotta pay for
second
everything.
degree black belt,
mhm.
woo,
you gotta pay for everything.
everything.
So
More
Like
than one
flights,
time.
like me and
Everything.
my club teams like always traveled around the country, and
And it all had to be paid for.
I mean, at the time you don't really know where you just go out and you play, and you don't know how much your parents are like under the and private lessons, everything like that. And a lot of these like teams, especially or players, especially now with COVID, when they have like you need to be seen, like you can't play in high school with some of these like sports are canceled, so they go out and they play on these club teams, and that's where they're being seen, and that's where they're getting the scholarships from.
Mhm.
So it's very important for these players. A lot of them can't even get recruited because I know with me,
They're not playing. They're not out there being seen, as you put it.
and my high school team was terrible, but my club team was really good, and that's where I got recruited from. So if I just played high school and my parents weren't able to afford to send me to play on these teams, I wouldn't have been recruited. So it's just.
Well, they're actually at the Golf Club of Georgia is another tournament that they do once a year.
Mhm.
It's not this. I think it's more of a member sponsored tournament. It's his thing, and it has the same deal where they bring out children that may otherwise not have a chance to learn to play golf.
Well, that's what I want to go back to the Calvin Peak Foundation, because like you said, the inner city kids may not be able to afford to go and play. So they set this foundation to raise money so that these kids are allowed the opportunity to get into these golf clubs and get professionally trained. And each year they pick someone who has dedicated themselves and dedicated themselves to the cause for the Calvin Peak Foundation. And last year for 2020, it was given to NFL great Jerome Bettis.
I love him.
Yeah, he was the winner last year.
Awesome.
And because of his commitment to youth and working with the Calvin Peak Foundation and making it a better organization. Well, see, here's what I have. It says the Calvin Peak Foundation was formed to support the legacy of professional golfers and legends. Calvin Peak's passion in life was golf. As his wonderful career came to a close, he continued to grow and acknowledge diversity and inclusion within the game. Calvin Peak was a man on a mission, and he paved the way in the world of golf for African American golfers, and removed boundaries and stigmas that the game was closed to those who were less fortunate. Pete set a standard of excellence and achievement in the world where African Americans were unaccepted. And his ability to excel and push through the challenges at the highest level in golf, the PGA Tour, is acknowledged and lives on through the leadership and youth development through the Calvin Peak Foundation. And if you're interested in supporting the Calvin Peak Foundation, or you want to find some more information about it, just go to www.calvinpeakfoundation.org to make a donation or a contribution. And I just think it's really awesome. As I said, I got a chance to see some of those kids play, and they are so competitive, and they are ready to play with the men. They don't back down because they're too young, or even the girls. I've seen the girls.
I've seen a lot of girls up at the club.
I've seen the girls get out there. And now through organizations like this, they're looking into colleges that offer golf, where they may not have thought about that once before. So
that's awesome.
I was, like I said, I was honored to attend the Calvin Peak Foundation event. It was really awesome. There were a lot of pros there. There were a lot of athletes there, and they were all in support of helping this foundation to help kids learn more about golf.
Hattie, that sounds like a great organization. How about maybe just one more time, give our viewers that information again in case they are interested,
All right.
in case they missed
It's
it the first time.
CalvinPeteFoundation.org, just like the name. And even if you Google Calvin Pete, you will see so much information about him. And then the fact that as good as he was, and like I said, 10 years straight with accuracy, they should have just put him in the Hall of Fame for that.
No
You know,
doubt.
for that.
I mean, accuracy is important in putt-putt.
You
The
know,
fact that this man achieved that goal is insane.
well, you heard it from ladies in the locker room. We'll sign the petition. I know there was a petition going around trying to get him in the Golf Hall of Fame because they just never acknowledged him because he didn't win. But he made plenty of achievements.
No doubt.
Plenty of achievements.
No doubt.
Well, ladies, we got started a little late today. We want to thank all of you guys for logging in today and watching Ladies in the Locker Room. And we're happy that Lindsay was able to make it from all the way from LA to Georgia to hang out with us and get a chance to go to the Georgia, grounds to see some golf going on. And then, like I said, we'll get out and see some other things. And you know what? We love our fans. If you have any suggestions and any comments, you can hit us up at ladiesintheLockerRoom@gmail.com. And even information about shows or other sports foundations that you'd like for us to report on. We will also, we're also available to make appearances at different events and to cover different events. Again, ladiesintheLockerRoom@gmail.com. Thank you so much.
Oh, you ladies rock.
Thank you
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for watching.
Yes.
And we hope that our show is always informative, educational, and we want the guys to know the ladies love sports too. It's not just a guy thing. It's a ladies thing and a guys thing. It's a family thing.
It is.
Show. So thank you so much for watching. Ladies, do you have anything else you would like to share?
No, should we bust out and we are family?
Thank you. And we will see you all again next week on time. 8 o'clock is our show time. It's usually 8 o'clock, 8 to 9. We had some technical difficulties today, but thank you guys for hanging in there with us and watching the show. See you next week.
Take care.
For the past couple hours, I've been
Jonathan?
straight low.